on YouTube button. I was excited. I was ready for it.
Perfect.
On YouTube button. There we go. There we go. We're back. Hey, GP.
What
Welcome
up?
back to the States, my brother.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, man. We haven't done this in 2 weeks. So it's good to be back. We don't have Nick with us tonight. It's your boy Bags and GP tonight. We're holding it down. But I've missed my compadres. And I don't know what's happened since the last time we talked. I've got a chart up on the screen here that apparently shit the bed, and it was so apropos that we talked about this on our last time together. That if Tesla dropped below 200, you'd be kind of bearish on old Elon. GP, haven't talked to you since then. How is your outlook on this giant piece of shit?
Um, I actually like it here better now, obviously. It's right at the 61.8 retracement from the lows. If it holds this area, it will be a higher low as well. So I liked it. I'm just gonna tweet it out here.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think? Yeah, I mean, of course. Why wouldn't you like if you're bullish longer term, why wouldn't you like it at 180 to 190 as opposed to 250, 240, 230, 220?
Yeah. It's got to hold, right? Ultimately, it's broken all
Yes.
kinds of technical levels. So right now, it's holding, but it's not accelerating, which I would like to see in the next couple of weeks. I think FOMC is going to be a really good thing for Tesla, as well as a lot of small caps as well. And you already saw like a kind of a highlight today at 3 p.m., right?
Yeah.
So that was not just because zero DTE came in. There was a pretty big um, conversation around QT. So instead of the 815 billion, they're only doing 760 billion, which implies that QT is slowing down, if not being phased out. So what does that happen? What does that mean when QT gets phased out? That's small caps. That's all the shit that needs free money or cheap money to survive.
So you meant not to change topics too much, but you mentioned FOMC.
Yep.
What are you expecting this week from FOMC that would make you be this way or think this?
I think they actually announced the rate cut cycle, not rate cuts. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, that's just what I think they're going to
Oh,
announce.
that's what you think they're going to do.
Yeah, so like if we get another reading that's low on inflation or, steady, then we can cut rates starting, I don't know, let's say May, right? May FOMC.
Hmm.
So I think you can probably get more detailed plan around what they're going to do moving forward.
So you're going to be watching the dot plot, is what
No,
I'm.
I don't even know what dot plot is. It's fucking something that they keep talking about when the market's dying, giving reasons or whatever. What was it? The other thing was CTAs. Never heard of CTAs in a decade, and all of a sudden, 2022 CTAs are a popular thing.
Well, the everything's a reason to sell, right? Like, I mean, you can make everything a reason to sell. And that's why when I look at earnings season, which we're in the midst of,
Hmm.
I think, obviously we had two big ones last week with Netflix and Tesla, but this week, monster earnings reports. along with that FOMC, along with non-farm payroll and jobless claims. Um, I mean, it's kind of all mixed in together this week, and I don't know. It sounds like a great opportunity. Is the way I will position what I think this week sounds like. I've already been well invested, and I posted this on stock twits earlier today. Somebody was asking me what I like, and it's like I'm already in the positions I like. I don't need to trade to prepare for this, right? And
Yep.
I think it's a comforting position to be in when you have your positions on ahead or preparing for potential moves. So I think it's a good time to be in the market. We mentioned this what at the end of or middle of December. Just a good time to be in, even though that the market just continues to grind higher, new all-time highs every day. Um, it it's what you coined what back in November, right? Or October as the lockout.
Uh, right before I think CPI in November, lockout rally,
And it just keeps cranking.
and it's been a lockout, right? Like even in the first 5 days of January, it was a lockout, right? Like, and so they still give you some opportunities. They give you the small pullbacks and stuff, and obviously the small caps, did a lot worse, but the mega caps, mid caps, large caps kind of area, the pullbacks were kind of minimum. But the
Except
one
in the
thing,
EV names. The EV names have gotten destroyed, which everyone knows I'm very long Rivian. But
Rivian's
still,
perfect. It back tests it, so it never had
yeah,
a
yeah,
baseline
yeah.
breaker.
But it falling from 22 down to 15 never feels good.
No, but these wide. So the thing about Rivian is there was no base established, right? I think it pretty much kind of based for like maybe a couple of months, and then took off from 14 to 28 or whatever. It
Yeah,
essentially doubled. And so the chances of this sustaining without a back test was less and less likely if it couldn't push up right through that area initially, right?
right.
So when you started seeing the trickle down, I had a feeling that it's going to come back to test the space, and so I re-longed Rivian on
Nice.
Friday,
Nice.
right? So I already have shares. I didn't touch those, but like took an options play, right? Because you're retesting the base that was formed. It had really good kind of volume come in on that big breakout. I don't know if you've noticed, but everything seems to move after the shakeout candle, right? Like it's almost like it's scripted into every algorithm on the planet right now, right? Like even SMCI, right? SMCI before they announced um their revenue guidance upgrade, right? If you look at the candle before they announced, it tried to break out and then it got sold on heavy volume or heavier volume,
Yep.
right? And then what? Boom. Didn't look back. So you just saw it in PayPal, you see it in Rivian, you're going to see it in a lot of these names, right? Look at that. Look at that shakeout candle on AI news that wasn't very AI related. And then what has it done since?
On which one? PayPal or SMCI?
PayPal,
Yeah.
SMCI, Roku. You can go through the list. It is a master class and fuck you.
Got to keep the porridge just right.
It's not even. It's just grifters. Fucking sorry. It's just this is right. And the other
Can you
thing,
tell if you're listening? Can you tell that we've missed each other? We're dropping
and
f bombs left and right tonight.
the other thing is that you're also noticing that things aren't moving into earnings. They're kind of moving after earnings, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like a wait and see approach, right? Almost.
Well, that's something that we also talked about Tesla, right? Like, I think we mentioned it that we weren't necessarily expecting good earnings, but we'd brought up the fact that maybe something might happen with Tesla after earnings.
Yeah.
So anyway,
And
I'm a big believer in the after earnings play as opposed to the earnings showdown. We all can't be Netflix and just, go 30% after earnings.
well, that Netflix no longer does that because it's transitioning from growth to mature. But the way Netflix goes is the way the year goes, year number two.
Your
And
bull market indicator, I believe you
bull
coined.
market and bear market, it guided you in 2022, it guided you in 2023. It's guiding you here, right? Like and this is the stuff that you want to see, right? You're seeing rotation, you're seeing you're just seeing great bull market behavior now coming to even with the FU candles, right? To shake everyone out and then rip higher.
Yeah.
So
I was telling my guys all week that I like Coinbase a lot, and it had a pretty strong day today too. Another one that sold off pretty precipitously there for 4 weeks, and I mean I don't know, it looks pretty poised to me. You posted a chart of Path earlier today. I mean, just look at that bad boy.
Path, App, you, Rivian, Disney, even freaking
Even,
Mickey.
even freaking Disney. It's over 92. 92 was my pivot that I called out I don't know how long ago.
This is what I wanted to see
Yo,
from Square, but I did not get it from Square. I got it from Disney. So I'm long shares of Square from like above 100, so just bag holding those. But the mean reversion to the 200 SMA and then trickle down right back down to the 200 SMA is when I got long again. So
nice.
um, this is exactly what I was waiting for because now the move is where it actually begins.
It sounds exciting. Everything sounds exciting.
It's one of those moments where the charts are so bullish that you almost need to be bearish.
Yeah,
Um,
right? Like a little bit of a caution, but like you got to strike while the iron's hot, no?
um, I mean, it's rotation to me, right? This is what we've seen for years. We roll tech hard into earnings. Earnings kind of gets a little choppy or whatever, and then they kind of go sideways down a little bit, and they rotate into other names. In this case, I think it's going to be small caps, right? Small caps, mid caps actually look even better. MDY. Um, and you saw IWM as soon as that 3 p.m. note came out of the QT tapering, um, it IWM had some of the biggest volume, right? It fucking they're waiting until they get proven right on what the treasury is doing, and that was 1 million shares on that breakout at 3 p.m. and that's double the size of any other volume bar for the day, right? And on in terms of there's a chart that I never posted because I shared with my own group here, right? But IWM just it's the behavior changed when it didn't break below 191.23 or 191. It tried to break, but then
Mhm.
it closed where on the weekly. All right, it closed at I think 192, right above it.
It looks good.
Yeah.
192.43 is what it closed.
And so why is that 191.23 important? Go back. Can you go back to the daily on your chart here?
Sure.
Go back to January, I think 2022.
January of
I
2022.
think that, oh no, right there, whatever that date is there on IWM, where that massive back-to-back volume candles are.
That is March of 23.
March
Right,
of 23.
right here.
No,
Or oh, right here, the
it's
back to back.
January 2022. January 24th. Remember that day that we had the capitulation where everyone bought early on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
January. Yeah.
So it basically held that level, which has been like the kind of the buy zone. That was the biggest buy in the last 3 years on a daily candle after a big kind of sell. So it's the point like the 334 in the Qs. It's the same level here. So that's what I was looking for to hold, and it held week to week, and it started to push up, and now it should. You don't want to believe it because small caps have failed so many times, but um, that's inherently different behavior because as soon as it got above the box, it's been rejected all the way down to the bottom of the box. But this time it got above the box and held that 191 level.
Put me in an episode of the X-Files. I want to believe.
Exactly. So my thing is maybe you don't short tech, but I think you look for plays in the mid to small cap space. This is the path, the use, the upstarts,
The Roblox, the
yeah,
Nets. Cloudflare looks amazing. I threw this chart up earlier.
yep.
It looks just
Cloudflare, I think net too.
phenomenal. Sentinel One, who just has been doing nothing but rocking out. Sentinel One looks amazing.
Dude, look at app.
App 11. Yeah, that's a big V.
Oh, look at that volume. Look at that accumulation. This is just
SoFi today. I mean,
I don't understand the love affair with this one, but yes, it's doing well.
we'll have to have beers and go over more investment thesis someday.
Sure.
Randy says XMTR. Hi, Randy. We've missed you too.
Hey,
Zomich.
Randy. This is
Wow. That looks pretty hot. Max Benning says give plug a look. Hi, Max. Thanks for joining us.
Plug is a dog. Sorry. I remember investing in this
That's
crap
some
in
pretty big
2003.
volume last week, though, GP. Look at that.
I don't care. This thing it's a pump
Okay.
and dump always, right? So I this was one of the first stocks I started trading, Plug, because it was one of those cheapo names.
It's
And it
still a
was just
cheapo name.
it was yeah, but it didn't get cheap for a while, so everyone's like, oh, it can go back. And if you look at Plug, it's a history going back to 2000 of lower highs.
Down and to the right.
Yep. So this, if you want to be long, but I would probably keep tight stops and or not risk a lot, one or the other. But
Well, I mean, I hear you. I do think that some of the crappier names can present us with trading opportunities.
yes.
Um, I am not. I don't regularly keep up with Plug, but that big volume gives me at least something to say, all right, maybe if we can get above this $4 range, there might be some more squeeze in that right there. There might be a little more juice.
Oh yeah, if you're trading it, that's not a problem. But a lot of people are like investing in Plug, and I'm like, no, I have no desire. Even during the whole thing, I rather miss this one than to lose money on it and be thoroughly annoyed because I learned my lesson back in 2000.
Asana ready to go back to all-time highs.
Is it?
No, it's not ready to go back to all-time highs. It's not going back to $130, but it's coiled up. It's a small cap name.
And then so like
A lot of people, including yourself, like Monday. If you like Monday, you might like Asana.
yeah, Hershey, no chocolate for you.
Hershey's.
HSY. No, no. Why? This
No.
stock's in a downtrend.
FSLR from Ronald Pierre.
Yes, FSLR I like.
Yeah, we've liked FSLR for a while.
Yeah.
Let's see if
And this is one of those names that if FOMC comes out and says they're going to start cutting in May or whenever, these
Bing
are the names
bong. Yep.
These are the names that will run.
Yep. Bing bong. What was another name? We were rattling off a bunch of smaller tech. Oh, my fresh. That'll be one that runs.
Dude, look at APP. AAP,
What-
sorry. Advanced Auto Parts.
AAP. Yeah, sure. Advanced Auto, our quarterly picks.
Is doing well. Even URI had a monster breakout.
5708 is where GP said that he wanted some of this. And now 17% later. Thank you, Jason. Fresh looks amazing. My call is 2053. So roughly 12% later. So we're pretty close on that one. Nick went with URI, United Rentals. We got to check it on that guy. Golly.
So that's the look at this market, right? They are rewarding breakouts. How many
Finally,
breakouts?
finally.
How many constant breakouts are they rewarding? URI, MSF, Microsoft, sorry, MSFT, Google, Meta, Nvidia, SMCI, Costco. I can go
AMD.
down. AMD. How many can we go through that they're rewarding now that they did not reward over the last 2 years? That's an
Yep.
inherent change of character
Yep.
in the markets.
For the last 2 years, basically, you could have just said, um, it's going to be a false breakout or a false breakdown and gone the other way with it. And now it's follow through on the breakouts, which you love to see. It's a true trend, right? Like it's I shouldn't call it easier, but it's a more rational behavior as opposed to just failure on a breakout or a breakdown.
Yep. And so then you start thinking about what most likely what you're going to get into is traps, right? You're going to be like, oh well, Amazon hasn't broken out, so Amazon has to, right? Not necessarily. They'll be dependent on their earnings and stuff like that. And Amazon trades like a dog most of the time anyway. But
I think Amazon looks terrific here.
I agree. Doesn't mean it's going to break out. I'm just saying
Yeah, no,
don't necessarily get into the trap that, oh well, everything else is taking out all-time highs.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
well, looking at Netflix. Netflix showed reacceleration of growth. They beat subscribers by 60%, and they actually pre-announced subscribers, and it still couldn't move. Yet earnings is what confirmed it, and they accelerating their revenue, their growth, their operating margins, and it's still stuck at 575, right? Not
Correct.
nowhere close back to all-time highs. So
Correct.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, and I wouldn't expect all of a sudden Netflix or Amazon to gap up to 190. I'm not saying that at all. I just think it looks really good here.
Yeah, I think 170 is the path for sure, but I don't know if it gets. There were a lot of June spreads for 200s, so it's possible by June, but I don't know if you'll see it by this earnings or April earnings. You know what I mean? Like they'll confirm the reacceleration of growth.
Mm-hmm.
So, so Netflix had that move where they confirmed their reacceleration of growth, which is why it popped in October and then popped again versus selling the news, right?
Randy says IoT. It's a name you've liked in the past,
Yep.
GP.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. There's too many,
yeah.
Randy. There's just too many, which is why it always brings a bit of caution. Look at Melly. My gosh, just grinding.
What do you think about C Limited here?
SE.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks a little frying pan bottomish at a resistance point to me.
yeah. With the amount of setups that actually look on the verge of breaking out, like why are we? This is the same conversation. Why are we about bottom fishing here, right?
No,
Wait
no,
for
I was just curious on your take, not necessarily
No,
as
that's the take, right? Like this is sitting still really close to its all-time lows, or all-time recent lows.
All right.
So in a market that's actually rewarding breakouts, that's the area I'd be looking for, not
So
bottom.
all in Sentinel One is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, like so okay, the queues are extended, right? So here, if the queues are extended and they end up pulling back, these names that
God,
are sitting closer to the bottom, I expect to not have a great reaction either, right? So you can have it break, you can have it go sideways, go nowhere. So I'd rather be involved in the things that are actually breaking out, not things that are.
crowd strikes at all-time high. I hadn't looked at Palo Alto in a few
Yeah,
weeks.
it's a
That
it,
is just
now everything
holy
just.
cow, Palo Alto. My goodness. Good God. Yeah, I mean, let's look at oil.
Yup.
Valero, ready to break. Um, ConocoPhillips. Eh. Chevron. Eh. Exxon. Eh. Oxy. Everybody loves some Oxy. Eh.
They're
Let's
just out
just,
of favor right now.
what's that?
They're just out of favor right now.
Yeah.
Oil has literally done nothing in how many years? 2 years?
Zip. Well, I mean, it did have a pretty good run in 2021.
Right. No, so it had a monster run from six negative to 130, but that's called a parabola. And
There's
just like
another
the,
monster run in Meta.
yep.
Wow. So impressive. Nobody wanted it down here. And now it's $400 and it's let me in.
Yeah.
All-time highs. Let me in.
Right. And so like so your SC reminds me of Zoom. Like a lot of people talking about I see people talking about Zoom and I'm like, why would you bother with Zoom here when it's doing Jack and a little bit more Jack?
Jack and Jack. A little Jack and Coke.
Yeah. And like if you look at ARK is looking like it's about to break out, and its five biggest holdings are Coin, Tesla, Path, Roku, and Square, I think.
Is it?
No, CRISPR, sorry, not Square.
CRISPR?
Yeah,
All right, I haven't looked at Kathy's arc in a minute. Coin, Roku, Tesla, Zoom, and Path are the
Zoom
top.
and Path.
Square, CRISPR, Roblox, Twilio, and Shopify are the top 10, with Unity 11, DraftKings 12. And that's where we'll stop.
Yep. So Coin retesting the breakout looks great. Roku doing Roku things. It will probably go profitable this quarter, so I imagine it will have a pretty decent move off of that. Tesla doesn't look great, but it's Tesla. When the markets die, Tesla goes high. When the markets run, Tesla goes low because that's Tesla. Um,
It makes me sad.
Yeah, I personally think people are going to be shocked by where Tesla ends up in the next few months, so it'll be interesting.
Where does it end up in the next few months, Doctor?
I think it breaks out.
To all-time highs.
No, I think it has ability to tag 376 somewhere around there.
376, just short of all-time highs.
Yeah, or maybe like 350, whatever, right? So, um, honestly, if Elon just went in and bought like 10 shares of Tesla, that would help a lot. Do you
Well,
remember when?
he wants more control of the company. We'll buy some more shares, Elon.
Yeah, exactly. Buy some shares off the market. Show your conviction. Bezos did it a few months ago. He bought one share.
I like the stock.
Yeah.
That's all that signifies, right? I like the stock. Yes, Jason, Zoom is in the top five for Kathy, and
Yeah, we just confirmed it.
it is just flat.
Yeah, she should
LNG from Randy. Cheniere.
Cheniere. Is that an energy?
Yeah, that's Cheniere Energy. LNG would be liquid natural gas.
Yeah.
Natural gas actually ran a little bit. Um,
Still looks awful.
it's yeah. I'm
Big
not,
gap down in the weekly. Come on. After the like, this is most likely the shakeout before the breakout, so it is something to watch. But when you have this kind of abandoned baby breakaway gap down after being beaten to death for years, do you remember the Euro winter? Literally the top.
yeah. We haven't talked about XBI.
Doing a little bit more Jack and Jack, but looking good.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. It very much looks like IWM.
Yeah. I also love XLF. Like if you're looking for reasons on why this market is going higher, this is your biggest and best reason on why this market is going higher. It has retested the 13-year base. We've talked about this many times, right? March. Oh my God, the world's going to end. We're going to have another 2008 GFC off of treasuries, US treasuries.
Yeah.
Turned out to be what? One of the greatest buying opportunities.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think this has been testing the base breakout from 2008 highs. And when this starts to go, you have all the ammo in the world on why things start to move higher.
I mean, in fairness, whenever banks go under, I mean it does scare some folks, right? Like, I mean, yes, it was over U.S. Treasuries, but that makes people very uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you're talking about orchestrated bank runs to cause banks to go
Yeah,
illiquid and cause bankruptcy versus, hey, we don't know how to value this paper, so we're just going to sell everything because we don't actually have a value on any of this.
we
Right?
know
This
that,
is this
right?
is
Like,
treasuries that will pay you 1% in 10 years, yet you're causing bankruptcy over this. Like I understand it's all about liquidity, but
yeah,
um
no, we understand this, but when mom and pop see a bank's going under, that makes people really tighten up the purse strings a little bit. That's all I'm saying. We
yeah.
pay attention we pay attention to these things more than the average person.
Oh, absolutely. But it's to me, it's Randy PTSD. You got me distracted. Yeah, it's PTSD, but it's it's you got so I was doing my best to educate people. I'm like, this is your best buying opportunity, right? And um for banks, and it turned out to be a great buying opportunity in general, not for all the banks, but you go best of breed. If you bought JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, you're doing pretty well since that moment.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of names you're doing pretty well
Yeah.
from that moment. Anyway,
But I love it. I love it. It was the new thing, duration risk. And then it was like, oh gosh. How many new things? I'm always astonished at how many new things they can make up in terms of narratives that I haven't heard before after this long.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Like what Fang turned into Mag 7, and I'm like, when did this happen?
Still the same thing.
Still the same damn thing.
Same damn thing. Just trying to rebrand it. Something that nobody else has heard.
Yeah. And
Well,
to me,
a lot of that is the same bullshit that we hear a lot of, like, oh, it's, it's not, there's no depth in the market, there's no breadth in the market, right? It's just these seven names, and then breadth happens and these names give back a little bit because it's a rotation. You have to take money from one to go to another. And it's like, oh, yeah, they're going down now. And well, no, you've been complaining for months that there's not enough breadth in the market. And the Magnificent Seven or Fang or whoever you want to call them are taking a little breather, and you can't deal with the depth. I mean, that's how SPY and the Qs stay up, right? Because you
Yeah.
have 4 or 5 names that are the vast majority of the ETF. So something else has to buoy the price. Anyway, I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's rotation is the lifeblood of a bull market. So
How mad are bears right
I don't think bears are as mad as the macro bros. Bear steepening and like, dude, I get it. If that happens and the market crashes, crashes. But until then, stay optimistic. Um stay long, right? Like it's in this day and age of being able to click a button.
now? Right?
Like what's stopping you? Like besides your narrative.
I don't know.
Look, shop finally looks like it's going to break out.
Shopify.
First close above the weekly 200 moving average in 2 years.
That's pretty good looking. It's pretty solid looking right there.
3 weeks tight. Yeah, it's just that's why it's hard to be too bearish right now with these things happening.
Pretty solid. You want to take some chart requests?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, if you're out there in our chat, hit us up with some requests. Let's look at some names that we don't normally look at or pay that much attention to. Randy, you always have a name. I'm gonna just go with GFS for Randy. I'm gonna just straight flat. How about ARM, Randy? ARM. Wow. Haven't looked at ARM in a minute.
Yeah, either it
Keeps
goes
on
or
motoring.
the
Nick
arm
is
looks like
on vacay,
IoT.
Randy. Nick is with his family enjoying the slopes. No,
Yep.
he's not dead, Randy.
HubSpot.
HubSpot.
That looks good. Damn, it's a low
Yep.
floater.
That's pretty solid, Jason. Pcor, given give no shits. I like your name, give no shits. PCOR. Procore. Have we looked at this before? That sounds familiar.
Decor? No, I haven't. GitLab. Get
Whole X. Whole logic. I don't know what to make of that, Randy. It doesn't look terrible. Let's go get over the 50 here, and that's pretty positive.
So let's look at LMT for a second. Like, what do we do with
Sorry,
this?
I want to go back to P Core. He
Oh
asked
yeah.
us a question what we think about P Core.
Oh, I thought you answered.
It doesn't look bad. No, I don't know it. I thought we'd looked at it before maybe, and you said we haven't. I mean it's what you want to see above all its moving averages. Close to taking out the pivot of 74-ish. Not bad. Whole logic, whole X. Yeah, Randy, I think above the 50 weekly, and it should be fine. I would put a pivot probably around, just above that anyway. So 77, 78-ish. ESTC, that's a blast from the past. Elastic, that has run really hard.
Yep. LMT is going in the opposite direction, which is interesting. So is that distribution playing out?
LMT. Wow. Lockheed Martin. You'd figure with so much defense spending going on, if that would be a little better. Hare Krishna, hello. Zim. It's making a move. I don't know anything about Zim.
It's a shipping container company. I think I posted this chart last week. It looks good.
Yeah.
But I think it's dependent on shipping crisis to cause prices to go higher. So
Ah, yes. Our the pirates out in the Red Sea.
yes. You know what also looks good? Affirm.
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 Yeah, a little flag in there, a little flag action.
Yeah. Net, TTD. Shit, even CVS looks good.
CVS looks good.
As good as CVS come up.
I mean, eh. There's better fish in the sea.
Oh yeah, yeah. Agreed. I'm not long or anything, but I thought it looked pretty decent. Dock end looks good.
Starbucks,
Digital Ocean.
dock in. Randy said
See,
GD, or are you saying God damn? I don't know.
good
General
damn.
Dynamics. Yeah, it did break out, Randy. You got one. You got one there.
GE looks good. What in the world? IBM.
Yeah, Monkey's been giving me shit about IBM, actually. Shout out Monkey.
27 years to break.
You
Not
know,
out.
Monkey was all over that SMCI, all over it. Monkey's been just going to Sizzler, getting the full salad bar treatment.
Yeah. So no point in talking about great charts. Almost everything is, but maybe we should talk about bad charts.
All right, how about MJ? Marijuana.
Why?
Well, you said bad charts.
I know, but
It
why?
actually, it actually looks like it could pop a little bit.
Uh, Not worth my efforts.
Well, what the hell do you want to do? You were the
I
one who
don't
suggested bad
know.
charts. It was you.
I
Let's look at
know.
silver. Let's look
Well,
at
we should be
gold.
looking at crypto, is what we should be looking at.
Yeah, I would love to look at some crypto. You know, I
Yeah.
love me some crypto.
Let's get it then.
Look at that.
Yeah. Talk
Um,
about tight.
if you can imagine, um, a little range box somewhere like that. That's what we're in, something like that. It's actually more like that. But yeah, motherfucking tizite. And I think it's getting ready to be altcoin season. And I'm pumped for that
Yeah.
because
Ethereum looks good too. Litecoin doesn't look as good though.
Polkadot, um, Chainlink is going to be a monster break when it breaks.
Dude,
Uh,
Solana as
yes,
well.
Solana, very similar. I really like Chainlink here. Randy says wish, the worst of the worst. Context logic. Jeez.
Didn't they split and they're back down to five under $5?
That's just well, I mean, on a positive note, the Stoke and the RSI are starting to turn up. So maybe it gets a little pop for you long suffering longs. But back to crypto. Yeah, Solana looks really good. Um, Injective protocol, INJ, just a massive run there. Maker, another one I like, another altcoin I like. Yeah, I mean, Chainlink's probably my favorite right now.
Nice.
Everything is overvalued. Tech certainly is. Thanks, Tina. Um, I think they've been saying about that about Nvidia for the beginning of from the beginning of time, and it's at $500. So,
Netflix is overvalued. Best
yep,
of breed usually is.
yep. So I don't disagree with you. I just sometimes think we need to think have a different perspective.
But what's overvalued based on what? Some like PE ratio? Like based on what is
Yeah. P
my
ratio, that's usually what people point at.
that's as useless as BMI. Sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but you can take a bodybuilder who's 220 pounds, 5'10, and someone who's not a bodybuilder, 220 pounds and 5'10, they have the exact same BMI. You know what I mean? Or someone who works out regularly. Forget bodybuilder. Bodybuilder might be on roids, but just someone who's healthy and takes care of their and they build muscle over time. They have the
Yep.
same exact BMI. And PE is just price to earnings. It doesn't take into account market cap. It doesn't take out into account growth. It doesn't take into account anything.
There you have it. Matic, Doge, trash.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, Matic's not best of breed by any means. Doge, yeah, is trash. Has been trash. Will remain trash.
And Matic, I don't know. Matic doesn't look that great, to be honest.
No, it's not great.
But I like Stellar XLM, I believe.
XLM,
Yeah.
Stellar Lumens.
This is more of the financials play. So this goes along with if XLF is going to break out, then this should be part of it.
I haven't heard anybody talk about XRP and I don't know how long. That's because I probably blocked or muted everybody who says anything about XRP.
Yeah.
The promise of multiple dollar XRP. When will it come? What about Twilio? Twilio looks okay. I mean, it's going to go with the rest of these tech and cloud darlings. I would
Yeah.
say it's probably overvalued. But the chart looks okay.
So like I like MDB over Twilio.
But the chart looks okay.
Yeah, a lot of these charts look the same. So the question will be,
Big Daddy Salesforce has been phenomenal, though.
yes,
Coming back to all-time highs.
best of breed.
Yep, there you go. It's expensive for a reason, right?
No.
Giving away free monies.
Target had an interesting candle today.
Didn't see. Right at the resistance point there.
Monster wick. I don't know why it even sold off. There was like a intraday something that happened at 11.
Wow, that is a big wick down.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting that even that was a wick ended up getting bought. I like Wayfair, but I don't know when it's ever gonna go.
What's
I
old
really
Wall
like
World
Wayfair.
doing? I like to use Mrs. Bags as an indicator,
Yeah.
and she is really bullish Walmart. Like she not from a investment standpoint, but she is really impressed with what Walmart has been doing in stores and online.
I
So
agree. Their whole model has improved quite a bit.
so
I
she's
still won't
really
shop there because I just have I rather Target. I'm a Target loyalist, so
The only alt for long term is Ethereum, Randy, in my opinion. But Ethereum's not an alt really anymore. I do like Chainlink. I do like Solana for a longer term. But if it's not Bitcoin or Ethereum, I don't want to hold it forever.
yeah.
That's
So
your
you mentioned GFS, right?
yes, Global Foundries.
What is going on with the stock?
Nothing.
As chips are going bananas, this is going sideways.
Nothing is going on with it, as you can see.
Yeah. The question is why,
Um,
right?
I mean, earnings in 14 days, so maybe they have a huge move up their sleeve. I mean, Taiwan Semi's doing just fine.
Yeah.
Randy, are you still in GFS?
You gotta see Wingstop still continuing to beast. Texas Roadhouse beasting. Chipotle beasting. Consumer strong.
What is Texas Roadhouse?
PXRH.
Yeah, somebody brought that up a couple months back.
Yo. Anyone
Yep.
seeing any?
Randy's still long GFS. Is it
Yeah.
frustrating as it looks, Randy? Because it looks frustrating.
Are you also like anyone paying attention to Nutanix?
Nutanix.
Yeah, so the Nutanix reminds me of GFS, NTNX.
Wow.
So they IPO'd, they decided to change strategy, went sideways for a really long time, and it's starting its ascent.
That's a big move there.
Yeah.
That's a big move. Not a big position, but very frustrating. Broadcom flagging at $1,200. They got to split that thing, right?
Yeah, you would imagine they should split Broadcom and Nvidia and
They got to
Costco at some point too.
they got to
Costco,
split
oh
that.
my. Oh my Costco. Best of breed.
Look at that monster. Just so beautiful.
What was it? In Head and Shoulders. Where's that crowd?
Yeah. I love it when the chart patterns play out, right?
Yes.
What else we got? Lily. We haven't talked much drugs.
Best of breed, right? Once
Yep,
again,
yep,
just
yep.
waiting. You know what's been interesting to see all these like food names going bananas, but not also seeing um restoration where hardware going bananas.
RH.
H. Like not even close.
Huh.
I think Williams Sonoma the same thing, WSN. Oh no, that's much better.
Yeah, that looks much better. Gilead.
Even that thing is moving
Ugh,
down,
frustration.
moving down.
Paramount Global. Ugh. American Express. They just reported they must have had a good report. Broke out to all-time highs.
Yeah.
Market leader waste management, or as they're wanting to just be called WM. I mean, you're waste management, bro. Don't shy away from who you are. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, be you. Do you. What's AT&T doing? Nada. Nothing.
Verizon do much better.
T-Mus. Much better.
Yep.
But you get that sweet, sweet divvy with Verizon. Yeah, it's a nice move in Verizon.
Yeah.
Randy just made 69% on Grinder.
He made 59, so
Oh,
he's not.
59, 59,
The
59.
question is why he didn't make 69. It should have been planned better, Randy.
Grinder. Grind it, Randy. Randy, I think this goes much higher. Oh, 50, just a flat 50. Boeing, just a miserable stock.
We've talked about this so many times, right? They diluted the hell
Just
out.
a miserable.
Though it looks like the shakeout before the breakout.
Let's see the big movers. This open door with a move today of 11%. Wow, that is a big move. I don't even know that's why that's on my list anymore. Square. I sold a bunch of covered calls today.
I thought you were going to be bearish today.
Nah, just fucking with you, GP.
Okay.
We haven't talked in so long. I had to keep you on your toes so you didn't know where I was
No.
coming from.
I was like, you're not looking at the same charts we are.
You dig?
Yeah. Why? Why? I don't
Good.
understand. I don't understand RKT. I don't.
Because we're going to have a hot, hot, hot housing market this summer.
Dude, they started buying back shares like 3 months after they IPO'd. They already knew that their growth was dead 3 months after their IPO. I had no desire to be a part of that company at all with their management. I hope it works for you guys, but that's not management. That's on the side of shareholders.
That was GP's nice way of telling you to go fuck yourself, Jason.
No, there's a lot of stuff that's going to move higher. I'll probably be wrong on it, but I just don't. I have no desire to be in companies where management shows you their cards early
I
on.
mean, look at Snap flagging above the moving averages.
That pins looks beastly.
Wet ass blanket. That's right, Jason. Wet ass blanket. Yeah, Pins does look really good. I haven't looked at Etsy in a while either.
No,
No, no reason to look. Actually, it's at the pivot.
I know it is at the pivot, but it's got to show more when Meta is taking out all-time highs.
Visco, Randy, golly, you and your Victoria's Secret. Randy straight buys the debauchery, doesn't he? He's all into the vice stocks.
I think he stays away from popular names, right?
You
So
and all Altria too, Randy, smoking and Bud.
that looks great.
Uber looks good.
Oh, Uber looks
All
fantastic.
time high again today. All time high on top of all time high.
Dude, even Clorox.
Airbnb,
Sorry,
Airbnb,
Colgate
Airbnb did a little okey doke today. It faked you out and then came right back. Strong move.
Look at TPX.
TPX.
Tempur-Pedic Sealy all-time
Hell
highs.
yeah.
Chart
I
is
mean, we
left
we
to
we
right.
got a purple mattress, PRPL.
Are they still in business?
They are still in business. I really love the mattress, but the chart looks like hell. You brought up Tempur-Pedic, so I had to look at purple. Yeah, that don't look good.
Dude, Service Now is just a beast.
It is.
Beast.
Doug McDermott. Doug McDermott.
PVH looks good.
Nike is not looking so great. What'd you say, PVH?
Yep.
Ketamine, Randy. Don't go to the K hole, Randy. Don't go to the K hole, my brother. Wow. All right. We've exhausted just a ton of good looking charts tonight, GP.
Yep.
Hey, man, it was great talking to you.
Some of these names that aren't very popular are just like they're just up and to the right. Look at GWW.
EWW. Granger. Look at Microsoft. I pulled Microsoft up. Look at that bitch.
Yeah. I know, but when people talk about breadth and you're looking at like GWW
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. Fair point. Fair point. Thank you, Tina. Thanks for stopping in. I don't remember seeing you here, but appreciate you dropping in.
I'll be nicer about the overvalued stuff next time,
Yeah,
but definitely come back.
yes, please. Don't take our curtness as being rude.
Yes.
We appreciate it. SKX, that's Skechers, right?
Yes.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's got $150 basketball shoe on Skechers, y'all.
Wow. If you're gonna short Wingstop, it should be after Super Bowl or leading into Super Bowl.
Wingstop. Gosh, I want some wings now. See what y'all did? I'm hungry.
You shouldn't be shorting this into the Super Bowl.
No. The trend is your friend. All right, guys. AGP, love you, brother. It's great to talk to you. It's great to have you have us back together. Randy,
Yes, sir.
thanks for being here. Jason, Tina. I know I'm missing some names, but
Hare Krishna, Jason.
give no shits. How can I forget give no shits? Max, Ronald. Thanks. We've missed you guys. We've missed doing this. Next week we will have Nick back with us, and I can't wait to hear more about CLAC and AVGO. I'm just joking.
URI.
URI. And that'll be in February. It's crazy that this month's already over, but it is what it is. And that's it. That's all our time. So thanks for tuning in to another pod. We'll be back next week. Dubs, appreciate you, brother. And we're